Hello, if we have not met, I'm Janelle Ryan and welcome to the Level Up Your Leadership Lounge, which is a little bit of a tongue twister, but we're getting there. Level Up Your Leadership Lounge. The Lounge is a 6-month group coaching program designed to help current, new, and emerging leaders grow more confident and more courageous in the workplace, and also to grow your ability in dealing with this changing time that we're living in the moment. I remember the first time I was appointed into a leadership role, I was uber excited. I really wanted the job. I worked really hard on my application and woohoo, I was successful. I went out and bought some new clothes. And I turned up on my first day eager, excited, enthusiastic, and ready to get started. I just couldn't wait to get into it. Unfortunately, within a couple of weeks, self-doubt had risen up and was starting to take over. It got to the point, this is true story, that I don't like talking about very much. I was sitting at my desk every day thinking today, or worrying, today is the day my phone's going to ring and my boss is going to say, "We've realised you clearly have no idea what you're doing and we're going to have to let you go." Imposter syndrome and fraud complex was at an all-time high. But here's the thing, it was all in my head. And once I went and started working with a coach and took care of what was going on in here, and this is the other thing, these fears we have, we think are secret. So I thought this fear of not being good enough, not being experienced enough, not knowing what I was doing, the fear that I'd tricked the interview panel, that I'd pulled the wool over somebody's eyes, that I wasn't really supposed to be there, I thought those fears were being hidden really well by me. But I soon learned they're not hidden at all. They're actually coming out in our behavior. So think about the fears you might be hiding at work right now. Maybe you can relate to my story. Those fears are actually coming out in your behavior. So they're not hidden or secret at all. I'm really happy that within a couple of months, I went out and I found an amazing coach and we did some work around my mindset. The result of this was I started kicking goals in the role. I started feeling more confident and courageous and bolder. I became a more innovative leader. I was more inspirational. I could lead from the front. I could share my vision and have my team come with me. And within a really short amount of time, I was actually asked to act in a higher role. And then after that, I was asked to apply for a role even higher than that. They're all other stories, okay? Because I can remember that moment, because I remember what it felt like to not feel good enough, to not feel as though I could rise to the position that I'd been put in, to that feeling that you're going to let someone down, someone's put their trust in me. These people that I really respected had appointed me into this role. Was I going to let them down? And then I would be a failure. And then what would everybody think? And oh my gosh, your mind just runs wild, doesn't it? So I'm really glad that I found a place like this to move through that and come out the other side much more confident, no more doubt, no more imposter syndrome, no more fraud complex. This leadership lounge, I created this last year, 2020, that turbulent year when we were hit with so many things we'd never experienced before. And I am so grateful and humbled and honoured that I was able to support a group of women who were in leadership or stepping into leadership through that time. because leaders were having to step up like never before. Leaders were having to make decisions on the spot, in the moment, day by day. Leaders were having to pivot. There's that one of those words. But leaders were they were waking up every morning and having to embrace whatever happened that day and lead with empathy and sometimes vulnerability. This is what I helped them do in the lounge last year. Now we're in 2021, and even though we're a little bit more resilient, we know a little bit more what to expect, we don't really know what to expect. We have to be ready for the unexpected. So what we do in the lounge is we come together as a group twice a month for 6 months, and I support you through these times, through your leadership. But it's not just random. There is some structure, and these are the things that we will work on. Your leadership vision. Who do you want to be as a leader? How do you want to be seen? How do you want to show up every day? We're going to look at the skills and strengths and unique gifts that you already have within you that will help you with that vision and bring them forth. We'll also look at any gaps you may have, and we'll work out how to fill them. We're going to address the psychological blocks like fraud complex and imposter syndrome and self-doubt and not feeling good enough. We're going to work through those blocks and absolutely just flatten them. They won't even be there anymore. We're going to look at your time and your energy. So often we think we need more time when really what we're craving is more energy. We're going to look at your communication style, written, verbal, non-verbal. How do we communicate through a screen? We'll also address that. How do we lead remotely if you're still working remotely? And we're going to do a whole lot more. Look, leadership is lonely. It's really lonely at the top. You have less peers, you have less people to confide in, and let's face it, if you're at the front, you don't really want to be breaking down to the people who are looking to you to lead. So as I said, I'm just going to let you go through and read the page. I'm not going to talk any longer. It was just really nice to meet you. Leaders are being asked to step forward and step up like never before, but we're also being asked to do it with grace and vulnerability and empathy. I invite you to come inside. I invite you to read this page. If it inspires you, if it calls out to you, if it intrigues you, if it entices you, then I invite you to take the next step and complete the application form. This isn't a first in, best dressed program. I need applications. I need to get to know you. I need to have a conversation with you because we want the right people in here. I cap it at 10. There won't be any more than 10 people in this group. This isn't 40, 50 people where you'll get lost in the crowd. You won't be a number. I will know your name. Don't worry, there's only 10. It's via Zoom. We can see each other. You will be live coached. You'll be coached in a group, individually coached and also coached as a group. So what I mean by individually coached is you can bring in your challenge of that week, that day. You come into the group and you say, hey, this is what's going on for me right now. This is what I need help with right now. And you know what? We're going to set up a LinkedIn group so you don't even have to wait until the call. You can jump into that group and say, hey, Janelle, I need your help right now. And I can coach you. It's very, very, very powerful to coach someone by written communication. I can do that. So I'll let you go and read in peace. As I said, if it calls out to you in any way, if you feel those little quivers or butterflies in your tummy, complete the application form. Tell me as much about you as you can. And if I think you're a fit, I'll invite you into a conversation. But you know what? There's still no commitment. You and I will decide in that conversation whether this, you and I, whether this is the right place for you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for reading. And I really hope to hear from you. Till next time. Bye.